let's talk about what happens right after you promote. And I don't know if anybody in here can relate to this, but I know I can. So I got the promotion. I'm doing all the things. Actually, let me back up. Got the promotion. I got my start date, first day, first week, first month, first 6 months. And I realized, oh, wow, the view is different from here. There is a matter of perspective that is different when you promote into leadership from the floor. There is a change that happens. And again, this webinar is really for people who either have just promoted or are thinking about it. I guess it could also be for someone who's been in supervision a while and maybe kind of lost their way. That's possible. But newly promoted, thinking about it, that you're who I'm talking to with this. There is a change in perspective. You go from being the person that has what I like to call the eye level view of things. And eye level is the stuff that matters most to you as a floor employee. You don't have a global view. You don't think about anything other than the stuff that is relevant to you. But when you promote, and Jackie, I bet you can jump up and down saying amen to this. When you realize, oh my, there are so many more things to be concerned about. So many, there's moving parts that you were completely unaware of. If you are someone who is considering leadership, just know that your perspective will change. The way you see your whole division will change. It has to. In preparation for that, that perspective changes because you have just basically gone from frontline to leadership. And leadership could be lead, it could be supervisor, it could be manager, assistant manager, director even, but usually by the time you get into that, you don't, my guess is you don't need my little webinar. But it's any jump from where you were to where you are now responsible for whole things, whether it be a shift, 2 or 3 people, or the whole shoot match. This webinar was really born out of a need to teach a baby lead that I have now. She's been in the gig for about a year. And she came to me because she was assigned to my shift. I had nothing to do with her journey beforehand. So she more or less landed in my lap and I was instructed, okay, train her up. Well, she didn't know that there was a different perspective. She didn't know that her life was about to change. Her career was about to change. Her circle was going to shrink. The way she interacted with her, what used to be peers, now has to change. One of the main things that she was like, I didn't realize that before she answered to the next level in the chain of command. On the other side of the promotion, you are the next level in the chain of command. That's a huge jump. It requires a shift in the way that you carry yourself. There's competencies you have to keep now that you didn't have to before. Before, when you saw something on the floor or no matter what it was, you can go into your buddy click, your friend group on the floor, and y'all could get your popcorn out and just watch the fireworks and see what happened and have whole discussions about it, right? Can't do that anymore. Because now you're on the other side of that. So if you are thinking about promoting into leadership, just know it's a little different. once you do promote into leadership, I think one thing that I've heard some of my leads say is the cup of cold water for them was the shift in their relationships. They are now them, right? Because no matter how good the relationship is between leadership and the front line, it can be an amazing relationship. There's still a line of demarcation there. There is still floor, supervision / leadership. And no matter how harmonious the relationship, it is still an us and a them. And when you first promote into leadership, what tends to happen is we don't quite realize that that shift is almost involuntary. We'll get into it some more, but I wanted to plant that seed. It's not a bad thing. It's actually, it's necessary in order for you to be effective.